Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and today you join me in the FF with Benzene Ben.
Hi.
And with Becoming Patrick.
Hello.
And we're on our way to the 2017 Geneva Motorshow. So this year's show is looking to be really, really awesome. We're heading down though in the FF because we're also going on a ski trip, so there's a bit of luggage back there squeezing Patrick in.
Quite a lot of luggage.
But he's hopefully surviving. But we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the cars and highlights that are going to be at this year's motor show. So guys, things that stand out to you that you know about so far.
I'm really excited to see the Nebula because I've not seen it in
Well, let's
person.
hope it's there. Let's hope it's there. Let's hope Aston Martin have. And they've named it now the AMRB 001,
Yeah,
of course.
but that's a bit of a mouthful.
That's not the final name. I gather.
Hopefully not.
I gather. Well, watching back my video I shot at the reveal of the AMRB 001 at the factory back in last summer, Andy Palmer, CEO, hinted that it was going to have a name that began with a V in typical Aston Martin fashion. So presumably we will get an announcement about that at some point.
Well, we know Veneno's taken, so it can't be that.
It can't be
Yeah.
Veneno. No, something else. The Veneno is not a very.
They must be
Aston
running
Martin.
out of cool-sounding V words.
Well, I've had a look down online, like done a Google for words that start with V.
The
and
Saurus
the
would
whole
come in
list.
very handy, I think, at this point.
Any top theories at the moment?
No, just gotta wait and see, I think. But the interior of that might be shown at some point. We haven't seen that
I just want to
yet.
see the exterior. I mean,
Okay, fair enough.
One of my favourite cars of last year was the Vulcan. I think it looks absolutely stunning.
It's insane.
So I want to kind of get up and close and personal with their latest offering.
I'll be
And then-
intrigued to see how they do, because from the shape of that car, I don't know where stuff is going to go. There's a lot of gaps,
No.
much like
It's
with
a
the
race
Ford-
car.
Well, much like
You
with
can
the
like
Ford
hug with your
GT.
neighbour. You will literally be touching shoulders.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to see what, if there is an interior there, how they've made use of the space they have.
To be honest, Aston Martin have been pretty quiet about what they're going to have this year because there are lots of things in the pipeline. I mean, we've got DB11 Volante that's going to come at some point. There'll be a new Vanquish at some point. There'll be a new Vantage at some point, and there's the DBX SUV. I have no idea if we're going to see any or all of the above
No.
this show or next time round. We will see the Red Bull Racing versions of the
That'll be
Vantage.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly a cosmetic livery, but that's obviously with the tie-up between the two companies. I think the launch was like satin dark blue with red accents and things.
Sounds kind of up
Laying
your
a lot.
street.
Yeah, it does. bright and bold. Patrick, what's your sort of...
Porsche. I'm interested to see what Porsche are going to bring along to the show.
Well,
They have
Panamera Sport Turismo,
There is
that's
that,
been
that's
revealed
been
already.
announced,
And the non-sport, so the Sport Turismo is like the estate version, the shooting brake version of the Panamera. And there is also the Turbo SE Hybrid with 680 horsepower in the normal
I didn't know
Panamera.
that was a thing. A hybrid.
So the Turbo S is now a hybrid with 680 horsepower.
That's gonna be
in a
Fairly
Panamera.
insane.
I'm
Yes.
intrigued to see what the product lineup of Porsche is going to look like after Geneva, because they have a lot of cars rumoured to be coming out, potentially coming out, and
Yeah.
they're all in the Porsche price point is very low for what you get, and then the 918. So I wonder if they're going to fill that gap.
Yeah.
That's due, I think, at some point in the future, but probably not yet. But what we will see this time around is new GT3,
Okay.
which is rumoured to be manual, which is quite interesting. And actually, it's rumoured to be manual and PDK with an option, but if you spec it with a manual, you'll get a different configuration to the PDK, from what I've heard. So PDK will be like with a wing and with Alcantara, and then the manual will be like leather interior, no bucket seats, without a wing, or something like that.
Well, I mean, you mean 911R?
Probably without the driving experience of the R. I've not driven an R, but
Yeah,
that's
it'll
like
be a
raw
refined
and
car, yeah.
a little bit more refined.
I was just about to say, I remember Porsche may have told some porkies at last year's Geneva Motor Show.
What was last year's Geneva Motor Show?
911R, last manual, this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily said it was the last manual, just a limited
No,
edition
I
manual.
suppose. Maybe the
forgot that
car
came out to
community
Geneva
got
last year.
carried away.
Yes, pretty much. But the demand was so high. I mean, cars are trading at like triple value. That
Yeah.
it's not that
Wow,
surprising,
that's
really.
What about Ferrari then? They've
So
probably not
Ferrari
got
is,
any
I think,
manuals on the way,
no,
but
Ferrari
maybe
and
that's
McLaren
what
and Lamborghini will probably never again do another manual. But the Ferrari is going to be my choice, the 812 Superfast. The 812, the most confusing name in the world, has 800 horsepower and a V12, so it's named 812. Superfast, bringing back a name from the 60s as Ferrari like to do. But that is, I think it looks really cool. And some people think it looks a little bit tuner, a little bit
I don't
aftermarket.
like it. I think it looks like a I've seen a picture of it next
Yes.
to a Corvette, and yes, it does look kind
Is
of...
that just because the pictures are yellow and Corvettes are
Maybe.
often yellow?
I really like the curves on an F12. I like that
Okay.
it looks a little less aggressive. I guess that's what the TDF was meant to be in my mind. Like you get the more aggressive version with the special edition. but I'd be interested to see how that thing drives. I'm sure Tim will get a chance to.
Well, hopefully at some point, it's probably got far more power than you could ever need for a Grand Tourer. And I suppose the sad thing is, if you want one, well, certainly in the UK, you're not going to see one inside 2 years if you go and order it now.
Wow.
So.
Right, well, I'll take back my deposit.
Long time. Yeah. Otherwise, I might be quite interested. I quite like the idea of it, but we'll see more of it when we get to the show. McLaren have quite an interesting car, obviously, especially to me, having owned a few McLarens. We have the P14, rumoured to be the 720S, but it's going to have over 700 horsepower, isn't it? Carbon tub, new carbon tub. They've shown that all the way connected through the roof.
Very cool.
Which is, I guess, well, it allows it to have those doors, if you've seen the spy shots, that basically open straight up off the roof. What else have they shown? They've shown the dashboard, the way the dashboard folds.
I'm not
it's
sure.
like race mode dashboard.
I'm not. What? Why? Is my question.
Why? Because cool.
Yeah,
why
it's
not?
cool, but it's going to go wrong at some point. I think we know. I think we know it. Not because of the brand, because of it's never been done before. So to me, it feels like an unnecessary. I would like it to be an option for sure. If there was an option to have that, I think that would be cool. But I would quite like just a normal dashboard because
washer fluid.
I'm not sure I need a race screen.
I don't imagine that most people using that car are going to be flipping it up and down all
They
the
will
time.
for Instagram photos.
They will
Instagram,
not for races.
Well, not when they're driving, while they're parked, obviously.
Yes. Before they set off on the adventure.
It does feel a little bit gimmicky, and it's hard not to think of those DVD players in the 90s that came out of your dashboard
They come out
and
of the
flipped up.
single dip slots in your dash. Yeah.
Do you know one other thing I'm going to say? So McLaren have done a series of teasers for the car. One time, it basically says 1X, or is it X1? It's X1, X2, X3, X4, X5 and X6 on the teasers. And some brain racking worked out that if you times 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6, it equals 720.
I thought they were just announcing a partnership with BMW and their range of 4x4s. X1,
yeah,
X2,
like
X3,
every possible option.
Oh, you know.
Just some free advertising in the middle of a McLaren trailer.
You've got Aston Martin and Red Bull. You might have had BMW and McLaren. Who knows?
Well, they've worked together before.
Yeah,
They have.
On a fairly legendary car, in fact.
that is very true.
A triple seater indeed. So what else? Lamborghini. Let's talk about that lap. That lap. The Huracan Performante, the stripped out version of the Lamborghini Huracan. It's supposedly done a 6-minute 52-second time at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which in theory makes it 5 seconds faster than the Porsche 918 Spider. Now, all I'm going to say is watch my buddy Boosted Boris's video.
Yes.
Or Misha. It's on his own channel for a little bit more about that. Either way, no doubt it is going to be amazingly fast and a very, very popular car, the Performante.
Are you a big fan of the fixed theoretical beam we've seen in some spy shots?
I think it looks cool, and I know there's a little bit more to it from friends who have been to some previews as well, so that's going to be quite an interesting car. And obviously all of these cars, by the way, we're going to film some videos with at the Geneva Motorshow.
You should be seeing videos on these cars
in a lot more detail when they're revealed and the covers are off. We've also we're going to have the Aventador S. I've already filmed it. It hasn't been shown at an event before. Really good fun, but there's not that much I can actually tell about the dynamics of a car driving it on snow.
Yeah.
Like, it
it's
didn't
always
feel
breaking traction, so that's not a...
Well, it has rear wheel steer now, so it didn't feel, I guess, as big as an Aventador, but I've never driven an Aventador on ice and snow, and I've never driven an Aventador.
Hard to get a frame of reference.
No. So that's not really going to help me at all. What else do we have? Mercedes AMG will have, firstly, they are going to have a concept 4-door of the AMG GT, which I think will be quite cool, like a Panamera competitor.
Yeah.
I think that would be, well, a potential car for successor of this.
Definitely, yeah.
It's like that kind of really cool GT, multiple people.
I think
Although you probably wouldn't want to run that and the GTR at the same time, I imagine.
No, but let's see what happens down the line.
I think
They might be quite similar.
The two things they've got to get around with this car, though, if this is going to happen, is unlike the Panamera, make it look different and unique to their 2-door equivalent. Because I think one of the issues with the Panamera at first, which they've now kind of reduced, is how it looked like a 911 with 2 extra doors in it. And the second thing is, I can't remember now.
Hold up, smooth. Smooth. They will also have on the stand the G650 Landaulet, which I had a fairly good time with.
Probably won't be
month.
seeing any buffalo from the back of it.
No, buffalo lions, just casual lion at the Geneva Motor Show. That was probably the press trip of my life, I'm not gonna lie. awful lot of fun.
It did look
I
good.
remember the second thing now.
Yeah.
The four-door Aston Martin doesn't have much legroom in the back. I am having an amazing time in the back of the FF, for anybody who would like to know.
Yeah,
I have plenty of legroom. The seat is very comfortable. I can be very wide if I'd like to. It's got armrests either side because of the seat.
And you've got
the Aston Martin four-door car has always been touted to not have loads.
It's called the Rapide, by the way.
The Rapide, that's it. I couldn't remember the name of it.
That car that Aston are making.
No, I don't take much notice of it because you don't see many of them on the road because people buy a Panamera or they'll buy an FF or something else. So I think if they could get rid of those two issues and make a spacious car like Ferrari managed to do here, then they're on the track with it.
Yeah.
Now, well, that might be in due course.
Saved it.
Yeah. Sliding phones. So what else do we have? Nothing, I think, desperately exciting on the BMW stand. Audi have the new RS5. That will be cool, always is. And
RS3 as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's been coming for ages. That's sort of almost a bit overdue now. They always have some funky concepts on their stand as well.
I'm a bit excited for the Noble M600 Roadster, supposedly.
Well, you drove one
it already exists.
You drove
Yeah, it already exists. So I've driven the coupe before. I need to go and drive the Roadster. What they've done, they've just fitted an auto box to it.
Ah, okay.
But what I think is more in character with that car is the manual.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a driver's car.
And having driven a car with 650 horsepower with a manual, it's quite an experience. An awful lot of fun. I'm trying to think. We're going to have loads of tuners. Mansouri, potentially a 918 Spider.
Really?
Mansouri 918, yeah.
Oh God, what are they going to do to that?
That reaction.
It's very
wings and fins.
Yeah, lots of bits. Well, let's wait and see what it looks like.
Guaranteed lots of carbon as a minimum.
Gembala have some cars that are cool to see.
Yeah.
I've heard about.
What about the Huayra?
Yes, how can I miss that? The Pagani Huayra Roadster has finally broken cover.
Finally made a car that looks good in roadster form. Because there's not many cars to me personally that look better in roadster than they do in coupe. So I would be interested to see it at the show.
I can tell you one, but it never came to production. There was a roadster version of the LFA.
Really?
And that looked incredible, like a flat rear deck with sort of like front. Well, it's like the SA Aperta and the Ferrari SA America.
Yeah.
I love this
Ferrari
format.
Better in soft top than hard top. It's one of the few that springs to mind.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, we have digressed.
We've slightly got off topic.
Yeah, what else is on the list?
On the list, uno secundo.
Anything at all that stands out? It seems like no.
I guess to tie back to the Nebula, we have Rimac at the show. Now we don't know what they're bringing or if they're bringing anything at all different, but it's an interesting direction that company's going and how they're helping facilitate all of these hypercars seemingly.
That's going to take me on to Koenigsegg as well, who as always will have an amazing lineup. A green carbon Regera is going to be there, which I'm looking forward to seeing. It will be very like Greg's Huayra BC.
Yeah.
I'm like, Greg, is this your car? Are you being secret?
Do you have another one coming?
Have you just not told me about this one? Can we go and do another collection day, please?
That's very cool.
But I don't think it is. And then it's, I guess, a couple more tuners and things. You know, Abt, we'll have Tech Art, we'll have Brabus.
We'll have the Vela.
The Range Rover Velar, which is like their middle-size SUV between the Evoque and the Vogue.
I think it's the most beautiful car out of their selection.
Loaded with tech. It has this fancy double screen thing going on.
I found the list.
You found the list. What else is on the list?
Ford GT interior.
Yes, we'll be able to take a look at the Ford GT interior. It's kind of, I guess it's not really been secret, but I've not sat in one before, so I'm looking forward to that.
It'll be nice for you to see your
to sit there and
future throne.
I'll sit there and go brum brum and pretend I'm driving.
Within all of this luggage, did you bring your what's the pack called that gives you all of the different options?
I don't have it yet. You get the pack when you get the when you go in to lock your spec in.
Okay, so this will be your first opportunity to touch and feel and kind of
touch
look
and play and press buttons maybe. If I can blag my way inside it, that is. Yeah. But that's the intention. Please, Ford. Thanks.
You can just print off that email you got sent.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll say. By the way,
So there's some sort of carbon Bugatti Chiron.
Yes, they'll do a full dark blue carbon Chiron. That should look pretty nice. Chirons. So this is one of the interesting things. So Chirons, Huayra Roadsters, Regeras, AMRB 001s, the the Mercedes Project One, their hypercar that is going to be in Geneva, but not for us to see, only for prospective customers to see. These are all sold out and completely spoken for years. Like if you go to Bugatti and ask to buy a Chiron now, it's like 4 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
although with the lifespan of the Veyron, that's not necessarily.
No. They want to build the 500 cars 50 a year for 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
So it means they've pre-sold 200 or so, but it's a long time to wait for a new car.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. That's a long time away.
So.
What about what Pininfarina are doing? They always have something unique.
Oh yeah, there are a
Geneva
couple of.
Motor Show.
There are going to be a couple of like these out there supercars, bespoke things. So there's the Williams car. The Williams F1 engineering team have worked with a Singapore company to make, and I can't remember the name. It's like the Dendrobium. It's like named after the flower. I saw a teaser of this. It looked pretty cool from the pictures. Then we have the
Vanda Dendrobium concept.
Yeah, the Vanda Dendrobium. So that should be quite cool. Then, as you said, Pininfarina. There's the Pininfarina Fittipaldi.
I mean, just that
Emerson
Pininfarina Fittipaldi. All you need to know is the name, and you know it's going to look fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. But we've only had the spoiler wing shot of that. Are there any other kind of these projects? You normally have like touring Superleggera or Zagato.
We're bringing out that's above and beyond the QV at the moment.
This man and Alfa Romeos for the drive so far.
Really
we're in France. We're in France at the moment.
Roadworks reported on the road ahead.
Roadworks. We've been on the road already for what, 5 hours or something, and it's just been Alfa Romeo 4C is the best car ever. Romeo 4C.
I'm a massive fan
I've been looking at Alfa Romeo 4C classifieds. Their prices are too strong. I need them to come down more.
I will be speaking to the people at Alfa Romeo to see what's happening with the 4C. If they will be producing more, if they won't, or what's going to happen if there's a new one. There better be a concept there. I want to see another Alfa Romeo. I'm a massive fan, so that's definitely my heartthrob of the show. What are your guys' favourite cars coming into the show? What do you think is going to be your car that you're going to run to first?
I think what I like is surprises. Things we didn't necessarily know were going to be there, but covers come off and it's just like, wow. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like the newest car or the most special. And one of the things at the Geneva Motorshow last year was the blue carbon P1 on the McLaren stand.
Yeah, that was very cool.
And that wasn't necessarily sort of press released and bumped up. Well, it was, but not like in a huge way because the P1 wasn't new. But you saw the car and it was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is like, it just looked brilliant.
I think that world of slightly transparent carbon cars, the colour is slightly
tinted carbon.
So you can see the carbon is something that's going to come on hugely now, and it's being offered more and more cars, and I think it will come into the mainstream a bit more.
Expensive.
Because last year it was raw carbon that I noticed was kind of like the trend. Lamborghini had it. I think Aston Martin maybe had it as well.
But they released the Centenario. So last year, to be fair, we had the Chiron launch and we had the Centenario.
Yeah.
So we had two hypercars. There aren't necessarily any hypercars in this year's Geneva, but the list of supercars that we've just gone through is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a big
like every company has a new supercar coming. I don't think, do Maserati have something? Maybe Maserati even have something cool. I don't even have a
I'm
clue.
sure they'll be showing a Levante like they did last year.
Nothing on the list.
Yeah, but like new Gran Turismo, come on, that thing's overdue.
Yeah.
We had the Alfieri concept like 3 years ago. It's time for that to hit the road.
Should we get an MC12 replacement anytime soon?
No, they've said no. They've said no, not happening.
Maybe Alfa Romeo need to pick up their slack. Get a 12C because
can you have La Alfa?
8 and 8 cylinder, and then a 12C with the LAF engine in a very beautifully designed car, I imagine.
See what I said? See what I said?
I've got away with myself.
Sidetracked. Is that more or less it then? Is that what's coming up in the coming days?
I'm sure everybody watching this video will have a list of cars that they personally feel that are the highlight of the show. So any of those,
yes, for sure.
Just comment them below because
and comment what you would like to see, because coming up from now, the way I normally do this is for Geneva. I like to take a look at as many cars as possible in as much detail as I can, because these are the cars that you'll see in press drives and things later on in the year. So I want to basically over the next probably week bring you a series of videos about each car. So I want to know the things or the cars you would like to see the most. We're obviously going to go and check out the McLaren, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the Astons, Porsche, Pagani, Koenigsegg. What have I missed? The 4GT interior, if we can take a look at it.
Then probably a bit of a tour around the tuners.
The tuners. The whole show. We'll try and get you a highlights.
There is also the new Ford Mustang, which we didn't mention.
Facelifted Mustang.
Yeah, facelifted. They're not brand new, but I'm interested to see what that looks like in the flesh. That's amazing content.
So basically, there is an awful lot at this year's show. Bear with me. If you find motor show videos a little repetitive, we will get back to the road trip afterwards, because we're going to continue in this car. Well, Benzene now, Benzene, Ben and I, we're going to be driving off in the FF, exploring the Alps, because we've got a couple of pairs of skis back here. The FF has winter tyres on it. And yeah, we've got a bit more road trip planned, some stuff in Germany, a few things in Switzerland. Yeah, so there's lots more planned, but we're going to be in Geneva for a couple of days. We've got some previews, some videos I'll be able to shoot and get out straight away as soon as the covers come off, so that's quite cool. Really fun for us. Ben's helping to get these edited up, get them sorted. Then we've got basically the stuff happening on the Tuesday and Wednesday, the press days at the Geneva Motorshow before we head off. But it looks set to be a really cool show. Should be fun with these guys. To go exploring around, seeing what's going on. And maybe you guys are able to make it as well. Check it out. Geneva International Motor Show. Anyway, we have just over 6 hours to go. Sorry guys. This is quite a comfortable way to be getting there. And then hopefully we'll be having some fun with the FF as well in the coming days. But that is it for now. Sorry we've gone on for quite a long time, but there is that much to talk about and show you at this year's show. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching as always, guys, and we'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.